Yo, yo, yo. Wick, what's up? What's up, chat? What's up? What's up? What's going on, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday, baby. We made it. We made it. It's Friday, dude. Dudes and dudesettes. Man, how are you guys? What is new? Dude, we played Shatterline yesterday, and after thinking about it last night, we probably will not play any more Shatterline. I'm kidding. I can't quit thinking about the game. It was a lot of fun, man. I actually was really, really, really surprised at how much fun I had in the game for something I hadn't heard anything about. And I don't know, man, for it to be like kind of an alpha situation. Or what are they calling it? An alpha? I know it's in early access. Seemed like I saw something about it being an alpha. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. We're gonna play Cult of the Lamb today, but dude, really, really excited about what is going on with Shadowline. That was a lot of fun. You're back on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Cool, gamer. Right on, right on. And yo, 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 buddy, what's up, man? What's up? Dude, I had a weird dream last night. I had a dream I had a mullet. I had a dream I had a mullet. And it was like a nightmare, dude. It was like a nightmare. Look, to anybody out there that has a mullet or likes to rock that hairstyle, good for you. It's not my jam. And I couldn't ever, it wasn't a dream. I remember like just being stressed out the entire time I was in this dream because look, dude, it didn't look too bad. I'm not gonna lie. What I saw in the mirror in the dream, the mullet on me didn't look too bad. It was a pretty well done mullet as far as that goes. But there was a lot of anxiety within that dream about just having a mullet. And I remember waking up and just thinking, God, I'm glad that was a dream. That's my head, dude. That's where my head's at, I guess. I don't know, man. I got weird headspace. Oh, could you imagine the 3-head with a mullet on there? Maybe we need a new 3-head emote. Throw a mullet on that emote as well. You know, maybe that would work. All right, let's. So we're gonna do day 3 of Lord of the. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Maybe. So we're gonna do day 3 of Cult of the Lamb. Who knows? Maybe we'll end today with a little bit of Shatterline. The game was a lot of fun, dude. I really, really enjoyed it. Both the PvP and the PvE aspect of the game felt really good. They've got some work to do, in my opinion. I think the main thing there is like free to play, Ukrainian indie dev, which is awesome. And I didn't experience any significant bugs, like no crashes, I didn't get stuck in any environment. I didn't fall through the environment. There wasn't, I didn't have any like real glitches or bugs. It felt pretty good for an early access game. I don't know, man. Highly recommend. I mean, it's something that I'm going to continue to play in the community, and if you guys are interested in playing some games together, then I recommend trying it out. And Sticky Man, what's up, my friend? How are you? Good morning. Got stuck in the environment, only one. Again, that was just, about 4 or 5 hours of gameplay for me yesterday. Don't want to talk about it. Was it actual? It was your fault, right? That was your fault, though. Yeah? Let's go ahead and get into this video gaming news segment. Let's get this going. But I've been thinking about the game ever since I quit playing it yesterday, and I was really, really impressed, man. Stuck in the rocks. Jumped off a cliff, stuck in the rock. Yo, that's one thing that I don't expect in that game that I keep getting hit by is gravity damage. It's not too brutal, but I keep thinking I can just jump off whatever I want, and you can't. you definitely can't. Emo, what's up? Yo, and Stiggy, what is up, my friend? So yesterday we played a game called Shatterline. Here, I'll show you real quick. Brought up by Wick there in chat, my mod, and also a streamer. Here, let's do this. Haven't done this in a while. So that's my mod. That's my mod's channel as well. My buddy Wick. And so brought up this game Shatterline right here. So this is what we're talking about. Apparently there's a new update, by the way, too. But it's like I guess what I would compare it to in a way is if you've ever played a Destiny game, how you both have PvP in the game. You also have a lot of PvE. There's co-op in it, you know. It's that kind of thing. That kind of thing. Yo, Emo, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. I'm super happy for you, my friend. And Wick told me about it a few days ago, and yesterday I just wasn't feeling Cult of the Lamb. I was really tired, and I didn't want to try to dive into something too difficult. So we tried out Shatterline, which I was planning on playing this weekend, and I was really surprised. Really surprised. Free-to-play game. Thanks, Wick. Thanks, buddy. And it's just, it's a pretty cool experience. It feels really fairly polished and pretty fluid right now. Lots of different characters. They have different, the more you play, the more perks you unlock and stuff like that. There are a lot of different weapons in the game, ranging from, obviously like shotguns to snipers to assault rifles and submachine guns, things like that, all of which you can unlock more attachments and attachment slots for, things like that. That achievement, this one, you like that? Intro completed. Yeah. But I'm sure, again, I think this game, when did this game release? Here, let's go to the store. This game didn't release, but just on the 8th. It just released on the 8th of September. Again, here, I'll just show it. Since we're talking about it, I'll just show the trailer real quick, then we'll hop into video gaming news, okay? But it just came out on the 8th, which is, roughly a week ago. It's early access, so they're still working on the game. They've got like a whole roadmap that they're showing the community, which is awesome. You want that kind of communication from a developer. That way you know where they're headed and the kind of things they're working on. So full release is slated for February 2023, but early access right now, and it's free to play. So if you enjoy FPSs, I highly recommend. Yeah, you're right. Quite often. I think here's the big thing, though. Here's the big thing to take away. Oh, that is weird, gamer. That is weird. Stiggy, I think this is the thing to take away, and you're not wrong. And I don't think that there's anything, and this is one of those things that has kind of started to trend badly in the video gaming industry, if you will. We'll go ahead and get our video gaming news stuff going. But it's like, I don't see anything wrong with early access, right? Early access, kind of the same thing as running a beta. It gives people a chance to check out a game while it's still kind of in development and allows a player base to provide the developer feedback, things like that. But there needs to be an extent to the end of, how long a game can be considered early access, right? It shouldn't be years. It shouldn't be years of early access before they finally go, okay, now we can call it, full release or whatever. Yo, Devea, what's up, my friend? So I agree with you, Stiggy. Yeah, it's definitely a trend, and it's become very popular to do that kind of thing. But at least with this game, they're going, here's early access, and within the next 6 months, that's when the game will full release, right? So they're trying to flesh out the game. They're letting people try it, trying to get some feedback from the community. And I don't think it's a bad thing as long as there's some kind of reasonable length to what that early access is, And again, we love our indie devs, and that's an indie developer out of Ukraine as well, which is, just a nice little cherry on top there. a developer that's been trying to continue to work on a piece of software through the invasion and everything, you know? Yeah, I mean, I've done the same thing. I've done the same thing. You talk about a game like Dead Cells. Dead Cells has evolved drastically ever since I first played it in early access. And I played not a significant amount, but I played enough of it that I had fun with it, and then I just never went back to it. So I can relate to an extent. Absolutely. Um, Here's my thing about QA. I've gotten to a point where I don't necessarily trust developers to fully utilize quality assurance and playtesting in their development process anymore anyways. I mean, you look at games that come out and you talk about a game like, oh, right on, Devea. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, if that's what really quick around the house now. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right on, Devea. Well, I'm sure you'll get back to it. Um, you talk about big AAA games that come out that are a hot mess that were supposed to have QA. You know, um, um, yeah. Well, we talk about that a lot too. Yeah, yeah. There's a big difference in like a game breaking kind of scenario, though, in something that should have been actually fully fleshed out and corrected before a game ever released. I mean, you talk about a game like, let's use Battlefield, for instance. The latest Battlefield game that came out where people were following through environment. I mean, there were all kinds of crazy stuff. I am not a developer. I am a within the IT industry. That's where my uh, area of expertise lies. I've worked in many different areas of IT, but not game development. No, I am just passionate about video games, and that's really what it comes down to for me. I always have been. I am within. I've always been a tech nerd. I've always loved video games, and I'm passionate about video games, and that's all it really comes down to for me. Yeah. So that's why I do this, and it's what I love, man. It's what I love. That's what it's about. Yep. Let's get into this video gaming news segment. Um, Look, I mean, I think one of the things, Stiggy, and I know you're new. We flesh out these kinds of ideas quite often in our news segment, and I think one of the things that we've hit on a lot is what sucks is there are a lot of. We talked about this yesterday, as a matter of fact. There are a lot of really good developers that work for big companies that it's got to drive them nuts, having to work for these management processes that go, it's good enough, send it out. It's good enough, send it out. It's good enough. We got to make this, we got to hit this, and instead of being actually passionate about providing really good quality software and video games to the consumer and to us as lovers of video games, it's gotten to a point where quite often, especially with big developers, we've seen so many times where we feel duped, right? It makes us feel duped that we got hyped about a game, we bought it when it first came out, and it was a piece of trash on release. I mean, whether you talk about No Man's Sky or you talk about Cyberpunk or Anthem or what, countless games out there, that have done this, and it's really a testament to that big management. All they care about is that bottom dollar and not creating quality content. And some of those developers, especially No Man's Sky, indie developer, went back, has not charged any money for any DLC, and has created an amazing experience for that game. But it doesn't change the fact that it was released in a horrible state, right? Uh huh. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, and again, I never claim to know exactly what is involved in the process of game development or anything like that. But I mean, it is definitely easy to see, games that come out that feel really nice, really polished, fairly bug free. I don't think anybody ever expects a game to be flawless, 100% bug free, not have any kind of issues or anything like that. But there is a stark difference between a game that comes out that feels really nice, you don't experience hardly any issues, and then a game that feels just absolute trash. And whether it be utilizing a very good quality assurance and playtesting, internal playtesting system to flesh out those issues, or it be an early access system, whatever, utilize it well and make sure that what's being pumped out is something quality. I think that's all we're really looking for. Tencent guts its gaming news site, firing staff. Let's take a look here. Um, how Tokyo Game Show won the Summer Games. Let's take a look at what. Hopefully, we'll get a bit of a breakdown about everything that came out in the Tokyo Game Show. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, well, and that's a whole different thing. Absolutely, you're not wrong there, Stiggy. Yeah, and we've come across articles and we've talked about that kind of scenario as well. Man, what was the developer working on a game that was trying to talk about these volunteers? They were labeling people volunteers, right? And it was like, well, we're using paid volunteers and unpaid volunteers, and I was like, whoa, like you can't do that. Like either you've got people that are paid to take part in the development process of your game, or you've got people that are volunteering their time freely to help out in some aspect of the development of your game. But if somebody is volunteering, they should be coming to you and saying, hey, I've got this amount of time. This is where I think I could help you. Do you have anything that I could potentially work on for you? As opposed to them being a quote unquote volunteer and the developer going to them and going, you need to work on this. You need to work on this. You need to work on this. Because that changes the scenario for them being a volunteer into somebody that should be a paid part of the development process, right? There's a big difference there. And not that that's exactly what you were talking about, but it is a scenario that we came up upon in the news segment not too long ago. And you're right. You're absolutely right. Want that PS3 you can get? We were watching about. Wait. What? Emo, can you elaborate a little bit more on what title you're talking about? I can try to help you with finding out exactly what the name was. Oh, that's cool, Stiggy. Right on, man. Right on. Yeah. Very neat. Yeah, AMD CPUs, man, they've come a long ways, from what they were for so long as kind of the budget, the the budget person's CPU, I mean, that's right. I've got a 5900X in this PC. I love it. Absolutely love it. PSN video you had up yet? Are you just talking about? So I mean, we watched the indie showcase stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Sticky. Yeah, you're right. Somebody that actually knows what they're doing. So this is one of the other things. I'll hit on this. We'll keep pulling up articles. Emo. I'll try to see if I can remember what it was and find it for you. Um, you talk about somebody. I've never been a big fan of Xbox products. Okay, just because I haven't had a good track record experience across my my history with Xbox products. But Phil Spencer comes off to me as a very, very passionate person about gaming and not only a good business person. And I've said that a lot here recently. A lot of the things that I hear come out of Phil Spencer's mouth um, really, really make me gravitate more towards being interested in what Xbox is doing moving forward because specifically of what he has to say regarding what how he feels about gaming, which again comes off as him being a very passionate person about what the industry is and providing good content to people. And I mean, one of the latest things I heard was a quote from him saying the game that he's most anticipating playing right now is actually a PlayStation proprietary game in Ragnarok. Um, well, okay, so there are specific chat rules in the community. Yeah, yeah. So to a great extent, we try to keep this very safe for work, PG-13, and we have a wide just to make it comfortable and accepting for everybody that wants to be involved in what we do here. So a lot of vulgarity, stuff like that, won't be allowed. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah, and they've even got like native for their microphones. They just incorporated the what is it? The background noise suppression stuff. I mean, they're doing a lot of things that like because how terrible is it whenever you're gaming to sit there and listen to somebody like suck on their microphone basically or chew on chips or whatever. Like that's just the way it is. And they're making strides all over the place. But again, just from what I hear about somebody at the top of a big industry gaming company like that. I actually have separate software as well. Yeah, I use my own software for background noise suppression, and I really like it. Um, but it's still, I think, a good thing for them to do. I feel like they're always doing things to make the gaming experience better, right? And specifically, just from that individual, I find a lot of what the things I find out about him make me excited for what Xbox is doing moving forward, I guess. Something with stuff you can get as a ward. Does anybody remember the game that Emo Queen's talking about? Are you singling me out? Like, dude, I eat here all day long. It's actually you guys sit here and watch me eat all day long, and I don't think you can ever hear me chewing on anything. My mic is like right out of view of the camera here too. So, my noise suppression software is pretty good. We talk about that a lot. It's just having gamer etiquette, man. Having gamer etiquette's a big deal. I don't think anybody wants to listen to me chew, whether it be on the stream or in a game. If I'm doing some kind of live service multiplayer game, nobody on my team wants to sit there and listen to me smacking on my food or being a mouth breather in my microphone or anything. So let's see here. I just dumped the bag in my mouth, dude. I use chopsticks for chips. Less messy. Hey man, I might have to try it. I'll probably crush every single one of them though. I'm not delicate enough, dude. I just be crushing every single one of them. Yeah, I just take the bag and just dump it in my mouth. Gamers want fun, not a grind fest for tokens. This is one of those sites I'm not real big about accessing, the Cointelegraph stuff. This is one of those that usually tends to be centered around promoting things, it seems like, regarding NFTs, blockchain, Web3, things like that, which quite often come off as pretty scummy, money centric, driven pieces of software, and I'm just not. But this one, I'm intrigued by this title, so let's take a look. Well, we did the news yesterday. I had some issues with the upload on YouTube last night, so I've got some stuff to do. We do a news segment every single day, but it doesn't mean I necessarily hit what you're talking about. What specifically are or the corn cob, dude? Wick, the corn cob. So that was the anniversary stream. Yeah, I did turn my my noise suppression off and did a bit of some corn cob hot dog ASMR stuff. Is it the PlayStation Stars thing? Dude, we haven't talked about that for a while. Oh, as an award, is that what you mean? Emo, if that's what you're talking about, yeah, PlayStation Stars is like a thing they're developing a kind of reward system, which is currently what they're stating is it's not supposed. I mean, is this what you're talking about, or was it an actual game, Emo? This is their loyalty program, right? Where they're like coming out with this loyalty program where the more you play, the more you earn. You can, redeem things for what they're saying right now is it will not include any kind of NFTs or, crypto stuff. I hope not, but we'll see. It's solely just the more you play PlayStation platform and PlayStation games, the more you'll earn for like, things to flex with your profile, like avatars or borders or things like that. It said you could get a PS3 as a reward. Oh yeah, I imagine Stiggy. Yeah, yeah, I imagine a PS3. I don't remember hearing that. That might have been what I would say is PlayStation Stars. You can earn certain kinds of rewards on there. You might check out that site, but I don't know about actually earning a PlayStation 3 as a reward. I mean, if anything, it would. I mean, it's not like they're pumping those things out, manufacturing them anymore, or anything. So I don't know. I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember. If anybody else in chat that was here yesterday saw something like that, can you let me know? Let Emo know. Sony pleased with Xbox Activision buyout investigation. We'll skim this. Look, we've talked about it a lot. Sony saying this is anti-competitive. Xbox is saying no, it's not. Right? That's basically the back and forth. There are multiple different kind of points of entry into this discussion for both sides, and they keep both kind of going at each other with it. With Sony basically saying, especially Call of Duty is such a unique title, it's going to skew the competitiveness of the market, especially in regards to console purchasing from players. Microsoft says no, it's not. They're trying to say Call of Duty is not a unique enough title. It is really. It'll tilt the scales a little bit in regards to people buying a PlayStation over an Xbox when, if and when that title becomes proprietary to PlayStation or to Xbox moving forward. Right now they're under contract. Sony is. They've got Call of Duty to be released on PlayStation for what, the next 2 years, I think, 2.5 years, 3 years, something like that, 2 to 3 years. And Microsoft basically was like, well, we tried to offer them an extension, but there were no details about that extension. It could have been basically just a slap in the face to PlayStation for Microsoft to be able to go, well, we offered you this. And Sony shot it down and said it wasn't reasonable. It's just this whole back and forth thing, and it's going to keep happening until I don't think that the acquisition of Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard is going to get dumped. I don't think it's going to get blocked. I think it's going to happen. And Sony's worried about it, as they should be. But, Steve, is that specifically what you're talking about? The migration of the Ethereum GPU stuff? Or was there some other news? Yeah, I'm not going to pull up another article about that. Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Looks like Elden Ring has gotten its first Game of the Year award. Oh, here we go, guys. Random mode time. And it's Bob Ross. Let's go. Ah, dang it, man. Gotta get yourself a free sub. Random mode, free sub. There we go. We were just talking about that. Yeah, Stiggy. Discord on Xbox. Yep. Look, Elden Ring is going to get a lot of awards for this year. It will. I've given my impression of the game. I played it in its entirety. I'm not gonna flesh it out again for everybody that's heard it so many times. I saw both good and bad. I will not rate Elden Ring nearly as high as a lot of people will. Oh, really? Yeah, yo, Stiggy, I had been keeping track of Stray for a long time before it released, and I haven't had a chance to play it yet. But that is one of those games that really caught my interest that's not really within like a genre of a game that I gravitate towards. But I've been really interested, and I was really glad to see it do well. It's done really well, and I want to play it at some point in the near future. And the music's really good, yeah? Yeah, it's really good. I like seeing all the videos of people playing the game and their actual cats like watching the game and being immersed in it and everything. It's really, yeah, it's super cute, dude. Yeah. Gamer, we almost got the same emote, dude. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, so I'm sorry that the yesterday's news segment is not up on YouTube yet, but usually they're up before we start the next day's news segment at some point, either the night before or the morning before. But yesterday's news segment, I'm having some issues with. So it will be up today, though, later, before this news segment gets put on YouTube. Okay, guys. Xbox Live Games with Gold releases final free Xbox 360 game. See what that is. Yeah, we already know Overwatch 1 is done on October 7th. Do not forget that. I don't know if they've already gone through the process. I knew that it was going to be happening fairly quickly now if it hadn't already, but if they have not already auto-opened all of your loot boxes that you've been stocking up for Overwatch 1, you need to open them before they automatically open those loot boxes for you, because they are going to do that if they haven't done it already. And then Overwatch 2 will release, and we've already seen some stuff about the new character and everything coming as well. We hit a bit more on that yesterday. We've covered all of that too. Look, I think, and again, I'm not a game dev or anything, and the only thing that I could really, and I'm not involved in their process of what went down. I mean, that was the big takeaway from people experiencing, the beta. When the beta released for Overwatch 2, everybody was like, feels like the same game. There's a bit of a graphics overhaul, some new maps, but ultimately it just feels like the same game. But it turned from like a 6v6 to a 5v5, or was it vice versa? I can't remember. Yeah, probably. That was a big part. One of my other thoughts was like, did they use a new engine? Does it provide them a more updated engine for them to, build upon moving forward? Yeah, I didn't look enough into it. It was just a thought. But ultimately, that was a lot of the takeaway regarding, I don't play Overwatch. I'm actually kind of boycotting Blizzard right now, which hurts. It hurts. Look, we talk about this a lot. This is my youth, man. I mean, I loved Blizzard. I loved Blizzard, and it is a huge part of why I am a gamer and why I'm passionate about gaming. But I'm kind of boycotting Blizzard right now. I'm just everything's come to light about. It was like Diablo Immortal was kind of like the nail in the coffin for me right now, until I see some long-term significant changes happening within their corporation, their company, the content they push out, the management, the actual way they conduct business internally, and until I'm not hearing things about mismanagement and stuff like that. Yeah, it runs on a newer version of the OW1 engine. Okay, yeah, yo, thanks, Stiggy. Yeah, so I mean, that was one of my other thoughts, was maybe it provides them a better base to move forward with development on the game. But ultimately, that was the thought, was or the reaction from a lot of people was, it's not a huge difference, right? But I'm guessing they had their reasons for doing it. So, and now the game will be free to play, like so many other in the same kind of running in the same space of free to play. It'll have a battle pass, and you can purchase skins and stuff like that. So, cosmetics. Nintendo Switch Online subscribers surprised with 3 free Genesis games. See what those are. Looks like Nintendo's having a huge sale right now, so you might be able to get some titles at a good discount. We'll take a look. Nino Kuni Games joins Xbox. Take a look. And Game Pass adds one of the best Assassin's Creed games, apparently. Let's pivot real quick and see what else we can find here. Wick, are you planning on playing? Dude, the beta starts today. Beta starts today for Modern Warfare 2, right? Bets. I can't type. Yep. 2 weekends. So we're going to soon be getting some reaction and probably views about how people are feeling about what Modern Warfare 2 is going to be bringing to the table. So that's going to be coming. I'm not big about, probably Call of Duty over the last decade. I just have kind of really fallen out of it. But Modern Warfare 2, I might, I'm interested. I'm interested. I'll say that. I'm not hyped up to the point where like I need to be playing the beta and stuff, but I'm interested. So we'll see. Again, the thing that's hard for me is like Activision makes it, right? Activision Blizzard's basically the same company. And that's a tough thing for me to kind of want to be a part of right now. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Specifically, Blizzard titled games, I'm really staying away from. But looks like One Piece Odyssey moved to something. We'll take a look there. Right, got these up. Looks like FF6 has revealed some returning fighters. We might have already seen this, but we'll take a quick glance. Yeah, Tesla, we already knew Tesla was going to be trying to incorporate Steam into their cars, and it's going to happen. So, it's coming. Xbox remains open to further acquisitions, as all major companies do. That's probably not worth even reading, honestly. RE4 Remake gets divisive news. Let's take a look at that. We've already got something up about this. We'll do one more page, then we'll hop into these articles. Don't get Nintendo's business strategy. They were killing it in the 2000s, but then Wii U killed their momentum because someone can't market. They just made horrible decisions, in your opinion. Switch is a really neat console, but it's so underpowered. Developers can't even get farming games running through. Yeah, look, I've actually, again, the reason I'm taking that out is because certain words and stuff. But it's not a big deal. I don't freak out about it. It's just making people feel comfortable and trying to be safe for work and things like that. So I've actually talked about that a lot here lately too, Stiggy. It's like every time I see a trailer for a Switch game right now, I go, this looks old. This looks I think what Nintendo at least has going for it is a lot of the, no, you're good, man. No, you're good. Don't even trip. Look, I don't get upset. I'm not. It's just the only reason that I'm, manage the channel this way is because I want as many people as possible to feel comfortable and to be able to be a part of this community and try to stay away from. There are a certain amount of people that don't necessarily gravitate towards vulgarity and things like that. That's it. It doesn't bother me at all. But I'm just trying to appeal to a place where everybody can feel comfortable wanting to be a part of what we do here. That's it, buddy. So don't even trip. I think Nintendo has gotten away with quite a while. I hit on this in depth here recently. I mean, we're talking about the Switch has been out for 6 years now, yeah? And it's a great console. I agree. I think they absolutely nailed it. They definitely brought into light of mainstream hardware developers the fact that a handheld console can be a big deal nowadays again. And not only that, but they made it a handheld console that can be docked as a console on, like any other console can be. But inherently, with it being a small console, it's just not as powerful, right? And we're talking 6 years now. You can see the age on it. You can see the age in the games that are being developed. And every time I see a trailer nowadays for a new Switch game, I go, that looks not good in comparison to what modern hardware is doing. And I keep talking about like when is Nintendo gonna? Because I mean, you know, the average for console developers, console makers is like 5 years, right? 5 years is what average, you know. And by the time 5 years is up, that new console's like ready to come out, basically. I mean, and at this point, there's just like kind of some speculation and stuff about what Nintendo's doing. It's not been really much on the official side of things in regards to what they're doing moving forward with the next iteration of console for them. But I agree with you very, very much. What they've gotten away with is the fact that a lot of their gameplay is centered more around like a more light-hearted, bright, not as a realistic kind of experience as far as video games go. Not always, but quite often. I mean, when you talk about things like, you know, Mario or Donkey Kong or what have you, all the you know, Kirby and stuff. So I feel like to an extent they can get away with what they've done here with the Switch not being as powerful of hardware and not being able to create as great graphically intensive images because of that. It plays well. It plays well with what a lot of the art style is for the games that come out, Splatoon and stuff. But it's still, even the Splatoon trailer I saw, I was like, man, that looks jagged. It looks like the edges are rough. Like it doesn't look fluid. It doesn't look smooth. It doesn't look real polished like you see on modern hardware. It just doesn't. Yep. Yeah, system on a chip. Everybody's really done a great job of, you know, whether it be in, you know, what you're talking about, system on a chip or an APU style of processor, you know, which is just the CPU with integrated graphics, right? It's come a long, long ways over the past, you know, like half decade. Absolutely. I mean, to where, you know, mobile devices even are just turning into absolute like monsters as far as what they're able to do. But I talked about this the other day as well. I mean, they're never going to compare to what you can do with a dedicated, at least maybe not ever. Never say never. But currently, they still can't compare to what you can do with like an entire rig, right? A dedicated CPU, a dedicated graphics card. But they have come a very, very long ways. You're absolutely right. Yeah. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, buddy. No. But they do a great job. I remember back in the day, whenever AMD, I actually built my parents a PC. They needed a new computer, and they were like, "Hey, if you have the time, would you just build one for it?" Because I like building PCs. I like doing it, and I was like, "Yeah. You know, I'll build you one." And they kind of threw a budget at me, and I mean, dude, we're talking. Woo, how long ago was that now? It was a number of years ago. But it was back whenever APUs had started to finally come around as being a viable solution to, you know, a budget play at not incorporating a dedicated graphics card or just to get you by until you could throw a dedicated graphics card into a PC, you know? And it worked very well for them, for what they needed. And it's come incredibly, exponentially further since then. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're right. Yep. Yeah. Uh huh. Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's kind of wild, isn't it? It's kind of wild. We've seen a lot of this. We'll probably let's see. Yo, Sticky, thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah. Hey, dude, I get it. I'm gonna have to refresh here in a little bit too. Will the Yakuza series come to Switch? That's just gonna be speculative. I'm not gonna. I mean, just like what we were talking about. I mean, you can take a game like The Witcher 3. They ported it to Switch, but if you look at a side-by-side comparison of what even The Witcher 3 running on just some kind of like moderate, low-end to moderate hardware on a desktop PC or even console, last-gen console, to what it looks like on the Switch, it's significantly noticeable. The graphics, the graphical fidelity that they had to basically dumb everything down to get like something like The Witcher 3 to play to on the Switch is very noticeable. So they could do it in that regard. They could do it. It won't look great, but they could do it. Wait, what? Spirited Away meets Death Stranding in this ominous. What? Is this a game? Oh, it's just a. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. It's just a. Okay. We're not going to dive into it. It's not about video games. That's cool, though. I like Spirited Away. We've already talked about Crisis Core coming out. I'm not going to dive into that. Yeah, and Overwatch being shut down. Let's go ahead and just get into these articles real quick. Resident Evil 4 remake gets divisive news from Capcom. Video game publisher Capcom has shared some divisive news about its 2023 remake of RE4. Earlier this year, Capcom finally confirmed that it was in the process of remaking RE4 and would look to launch the game in March 2023 on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And while this release is still on track, it turns out that RE4 will also be coming to platforms that weren't previously announced. Announced by Capcom today in a new presentation to coincide with Tokyo Game Show 2022, it was made known that RE4 will now be released on last-gen platforms as well. Specifically, Capcom only confirmed that the game is in development for PS4, although details were sparse. Seems like this PS4 version of RE4 should launch in tandem with all the other iterations early next year. Yeah, that's what we would assume, right? As a whole, RE fans are likely going to be quite divided about this news. On one hand, those who don't yet own a PS5 console will now be able to play RE4 for themselves on PS4, which is definitely a good thing. On the other hand, one of the things that excited numerous fans about RE4 when it was first announced is that it was only going to be appearing on current gen hardware. Now, a number of fans will surely be worried. The hardware limitations of the PS4 will keep Capcom from allowing RE4 to reach its full technical prowess on PS5, Series X, and PC. Despite these concerns, everything we've seen of RE4 has looked quite promising so far, not to mention the most recent Resident Evil title, Village, was also a cross-gen release, and the next-gen iterations of that game were still greatly impressive. As such, fans concerned about this announcement should probably be kept at bay, at least until we see more RE4 in action. RE4 already does have a release date, and it's set to arrive early next year on March 24th of 2023. Yeah. Look, I'm willing to bet you that there will not be any more remakes on the side of Resident Evil moving forward for previous gen hardware. This will be it. I doubt it. Anyways, we've already seen the trends coming about of, developers kind of gravitating more towards moving their development processes over to new gen hardware, new gen consoles, and leaving the old gen, Series 1, the PS4 behind, right? Even the console makers themselves, PlayStation isn't even counting any more PlayStation 4 sales. So we're definitely moving forward with the new generation of consoles. They are becoming more readily available. Supply is now finally starting to meet demand a little bit now that chip production has started to ramp up again. And so, but on the same front, they've done a great job with these remakes in the past of the previous Resident Evil game remakes, and they looked good. So to be a bit of a snob there and say that, oh well, it's not going to be as good as it potentially could be if they just released it on PS5. I don't know, man. I feel like there's still a lot of people out there. The reason Capcom probably did this is because it has been, and look, we're talking about this is the end of the development process for them, right? They're like finishing things up here. And through the entire development process of them doing RE4 Remake, they probably took a look at how hard it was for everybody to get a new gen console and went, we need to go ahead and produce this in a way that is going to allow more people to get their hands on it, which means previous gen consoles. It is what it is. It'll still be good. The other remakes have been nice. I imagine RE4 is going to be very good too. Okay, go away. No, go away. One Piece Odyssey video game release moved to January 2023. Yeah, we've even seen a little bit of gameplay of this. Earlier this summer, we got word that One Piece Odyssey, a forthcoming open-world RPG in which you join the Straw Hat Pirates on a brand new adventure, would be coming to your favorite gaming platforms later this year. The good news is we finally have a date locked in. The bad news is it's not until next year. But more good news, it's very early next year. The official One Piece staff Twitter tweeted out this notice about the game's impending release, locking in January 12th, 2023 as the big day for console players in Japan. A Steam release isn't far behind, slated for January 13th, which is also the release date listed for all versions on the game's official English language site. The game will notably feature two brand new characters, Adio and Lim, created by Ichiro Oda. We'll watch the release date trailer real quick. If you haven't seen anything on it, here you go. Trying to blow everybody's eardrums out. That still looks a little bit loud, sorry. Let's go there.
ワフルドと名付けられたその島は嵐の結界に囲まれ近づく者を阻み続けた。ある時、私はとある海賊に出会った。彼はワフルドに上陸したことがあるという。その海賊は島で不思議な少女と恐ろしい巨人を見たと語ってくれたが、彼を追うように現れた海軍に連れて行かれてしまった。その後、我々学者の中にも島を目指した者が何人もいたが、結局誰一人戻ってくる者はいなかった。
ルフィ、しっかり。なんだ？この島どうなってんだよ。
でっけえ氷が空から降ってきた。
私の記憶に間違いがなければ、光の道が天へと続く伝説の島ワフルド。
私の名前はリム。
体からなんか出てきたぞ。何が起こってんだよ。
これはあなたたちは力を使えない。なぜ力を奪うのかって？だってあなたたち海賊でしょ。海賊なんて弱い者に暴力を振るう嫌なやつばっかり。でも彼らは今までの海賊とは何か違うかもしれない。
なんだ？下がれ。そいつはお前ら全員を殺すまで攻撃をやめねえ。キューブさえ見つければ力は戻るんだ。
ああ、 どんどん見つけて力を取り戻すぞ。
仕方がないわね。少し力を貸してあげる。これからある場所へ向かってもらうわ。そう、ここはあなたたちの思い出の世界。
So January 13th, yeah? Pretty sure the article said the 12th for console, 13th for PC, yeah? Alright, there you go, guys. Moving on. Street Fighter 6 reveals several returning fighters. SF6 revealed a bevy of new information about the upcoming fighting game today as part of a Tokyo Game Show 2022 presentation. There's more info about the game's World Tour and Battle Hub, among other details, but perhaps the most important reveal for fans of the franchise is the confirmation of 4 different returning fighters. Looks like Ken, Blanca, Dalsum, and E. Honda are back. I mean, why wouldn't they be? These are like core characters of Street Fighter, man. You know how much crap Capcom would get if they didn't include these characters? Any one of them, basically. And people don't even really like playing Blanca. Or they haven't in the previous, in Street Fighter V. They would get blasted, more than likely. So...
Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming.
We watched this the other day. I'll watch it again for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. But this is the Street Fighter from the Capcom Showcase. I think this actually came out in the Nintendo Showcase, didn't it? Or was it just the Capcom? I can't remember now.
You my new recruit? Yeah. Gotta say, you're photogenic. Again, you can call me Luke. Or just Coach.
Spinning bird kick.
Pretty wild. They've got like this, yo, what's up, Stevie? They've got this whole new, like, mode for Street Fighter 6, which is like, you know, this campaign kind of story mode where you create your own character. I'm guessing, you know, you're going to be copying the moves of multiple or a single fighter, and it's a way for them to showcase the different skills, the move sets and everything of fighters. And but it's cool, man. It takes you through like a story mode. I think that's neat. I think it's neat. Rather than the game just be versus, which is mainly what the game is. Fighting games traditionally are just versus games, right? But I think it's neat for them to have campaign. Mortal Kombat's done stuff like that in the past. Some other titles, Soul Calibur, they've done, you know, the campaign stuff is bad. I've always enjoyed that. I don't play a whole lot of fighting games anymore, but I've been keeping up with the competitive scene of Street Fighter for a while now, just because I have a lot of respect for people that keep their skill level so high and playing these competitive fighting games. It's pretty insane. We saw what, New Tekken? New Tekken looked cool, but we didn't see a whole lot of like actual fighting gameplay. It looked just more like cinematic we saw from New Tekken. We've seen a good amount of the actual gameplay here from Street Fighter 6 now. They've even got like this little arcade area you can go in and like play old school like Street Fighter 2 and stuff. It's pretty neat.
Here comes a new challenger. Cut it down. Lend me your power.
So, What's up, Steve?
Sit down and shut up! Street Fighter 6.
Yes. So if you hadn't seen that, we already saw it with a lot of the showcases we watched here recently. But, you know, oh, that's dope. That's some nostalgia vibes right there. That's funny. I didn't see that last time. Cool. Yeah, so we'll find out more moving forward on specific dates as they come to us and everything. I mean, yeah, we've memed out on the metaverse thing. Look, I hate Facebook as a platform. I hate Meta or Facebook or Fluffy Rainbow Kitty Puke. I don't know. You call that company whatever you want. They can change their name as many times as they want to, and it's still going to be the same company to me. I'm not a fan of that company. I feel like they're really scummy, and I'm very vocal about it. So, I found it really funny that came out, you know, like that. And the thing that people were bringing up, yeah, it's tough for people. It is tough. I've talked about that. I mean, whether it be within your own business or like even to the extent of a lot of public social platforms and stuff use it to communicate between groups and things. Or like, for instance, public school systems, a lot of public school systems use it as like a way for teachers to engage with parents and stuff. And I'm like, man, there are so many other great pieces of like apps and stuff like that that are specifically made for educators to interact with children and their parents. They need to move away from Facebook. But it's like, if the educational institution, which is the example I'm using scenario based, if they decide to use it, it basically makes it to where the parents have to use it too, almost, you know, and it's like, it's just a bad situation. But the one thing that we did read about and kind of made sense to an extent was, like, you know, as far as something as, like, while the metaverse dude was pretty brutal, it looked pretty awful to me, and it didn't need to be. I mean, they didn't even have legs or anything. You know, it was really weird. And you know, one of the things somebody brought up in one of the articles we read was, you know, this is an early iteration. They're probably making it this way to begin with to try to. They want as many people being a part of that platform as possible. And not everybody has super graphic, you know, not everybody has hardware available to utilize to get into a graphic intensive kind of metaverse situation if it was built upon that kind of scenario, technology, right? So if the requirements for what is being presented is very low, it raises the availability of the amount of people that can actually utilize the platform. And that makes sense, right? So
hey,
that could have been a play.
Hole, buddy.
Pinky, what's up, dude? No. But it did look pretty brutal, man. And I love that people were giving the Zuckerberg the what for about it. Yeah. Was it? I didn't know. If that's the case, then that's terrible. I didn't think. I thought that it wasn't specifically the metaverse. From what I understood was, yeah. I mean, they want to promote people using their own hardware to be involved in the metaverse. But I think a big play for them is getting as many people into the metaverse as possible. But if that's the play, then they missed. They missed. Syke, what's up, buddy? What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yeah, I don't know. If that was the play, dude, they totally screwed up. Sony pleased with Did you actually see? We saw in a news article the other day. One of the workers for Facebook left one of their new prototype VR headsets, left it in a hotel room, and somebody did like one of the workers at the hotel did an entire unboxing of it and everything. And put it on YouTube. It's pretty crazy. I'm good, buddy. How are you, Syke? Yeah. Dude, I don't know. No idea. I don't understand that company at all, Stiggy. So your guess is as good as mine, buddy. Oh, no way, Pinky. For real? Really? Dude, can you elaborate? Still raging over political stuff? I'm sorry, Syke. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Yo, Syke, look what, check it out, dude. Look what the wife got me yesterday. Imported from Germany, bro. Dark chocolate butter cookies, buddy. Immediately when I saw it, I was like, dude, Syke. Yeah. Dank chocolate. It says dark. It says dark. Yeah, dude. I don't think so, man. That's what I was just looking at. It just says, no. So it just says product of Germany. That's it, dude. That's all it says. Made me think about you, though, man. I was thinking about you, bro. Reddit is dank first, too? I mean, that would be okay. Got them dank, that dank chocolate butter cookies, bruh. Yeah. Sony pleased with... Dude, that sucks that Metal Hellsinger isn't... I might not jump into it then. I was thinking about playing it after Cult of the Lamb, but we might just stick with Shatterline after we finish Cult of the Lamb all the way up until Scaretober starts. I'm really liking Shatterline from yesterday. Yeah, I had a great time. We're probably going to play a little bit more of it today. yeah, Sticky, yeah. Sony pleased with Xbox Activision buyout investigation. Major negative implications for gamers. Yeah, Sony isn't backing down without a fight. Absolutely not, yeah. The UK's Competition and Markets Authority has recommended beginning a second phase investigation into Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, as it believes it could stifle competition in the video game industry in the region. Sony has responded that it welcomes the announcement of further investigation. By giving Microsoft control of Activision games like Call of Duty, this deal would have major negative implications for gamers and the future of the gaming industry. Sony said in a statement to GameIndustry.biz, "We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality gaming experience. We appreciate the CMA's focus on protecting gamers." You know what's funny? They say this. This is a quote by Sony, right? And Sony's the one that just came out and made it to where nobody else can sell the any of the games that are digital for their PlayStation Network. So, like, Amazon can't sell those codes anymore. You can't get them from, like, Best Buy. You can't get them anywhere, right? PlayStation changed that. Yeah. Oh, you elaborated? Oh, my bad, dude. My bad. Missed it. Yep, sorry. So hard to keep track of beats in the music. It's actually easier for me to play the game without it. Really? That's weird. Huh. How's the music, though? Is the music pretty good? I think that was one of their big selling points anyways. They collaborated with a lot of famous people to make the music for that. How's the OST, dude? I mean, I really don't care about console. I'll play them on PC in a decade. Official porter emulation. Yeah, I mean, look, man, that's quite often my play anymore as well. I've always been I've always been a PC player, but I've always done a lot of console stuff too. Like, man, I mean, I've still got my PS1, I've got my PS2, I've got a PS3. I haven't been buying a whole lot of new gen console stuff though. I waited until God of War came out on PC, and what a great port it was! Holy crap, the God of War port to PC was amazing. The thing is, it always feels bad whenever there's like a game that is high, that's highly regarded as being a very good game on console, and then the PC port comes out, and the PC port is terrible. It's not like actually optimized for PC. There's a bunch of stutter, frame rate issues. Like that feels. I hate that, dude, so much. Just noise to you, right on. Okay. We'll have to see what Syke thinks. I think that the music... Syke, you're still going to dive into it, right? Have a firmware modded Blu-ray reader so I can go to the library, borrow PS3 games, and legally play it. Yeah. Yeah, but whatever the case may be, it doesn't feel good, you know? I mean, that was one of my biggest issues with Elden Ring. Elden Ring, I played on PC, and it felt very subpar to me. Apparently, it was a great experience on consoles, and then on PC for me, it was constant, like, frame issues, stutter. It was not a great experience. It was not great, no. It felt pretty terrible, honestly. There was some good content in the game, but that, along with just some other notable things for me that, like, From has just not addressed moving forward in their games, like the targeting system. They're still just importing from, like, Dark Souls 1. It is trash. It's broken. Just things like that. I'm like, God, they've got to do better. But there was a lot of good content in the game, too. Yeah, I mean, Linux is a good system, man. Colt won't stop giving you daggers? Dude, that was me the last time on day 2. That's the way I felt for a while there. At least 2 runs in a row. This comes after PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan called Xbox's offer to extend Call of Duty's availability on PlayStation platforms inadequate last week. Ryan said the extension only would have lasted for 3 additional years after existing agreements expired. There's reportedly 3 Call of Duty games left to release on PlayStation under current contracts, which include this year's Modern Warfare. What do they... I mean, that's what an extension is, dude. What do they want? This is what's funny about this entire situation, right? This is what's funny about this entire situation. It does not matter, literally, does not really matter what Microsoft was to offer PlayStation in regards to an extension or a new contract for Call of Duty moving forward, unless it was endless. Sony's going to shoot it down, and they're going to say it was inadequate. That's what they're going to call every single one of these offers. And Microsoft is not necessarily going to try to play to Sony's favor, right? I mean, they just want to be able to be like, hey, we're trying to play ball here, and Sony's shooting everything down. So it's like this back and forth the whole time. Yeah, it's sticky, yeah. So Xbox's Phil Spencer, who I was talking about earlier, noted that he still wanted to keep Call of Duty a multi-platform franchise, but it was unknown whether it'd be indefinitely. Xbox's extension offer to PlayStation indicates that the franchise could become exclusive to Microsoft's ecosystem eventually should the acquisition go through. Why wouldn't it? Spencer has also confirmed that future Call of Duty games would also come to Xbox Game Pass on the same day that they launch on PlayStation. This is not, this is not news. It absolutely will. This way, he argues, Call of Duty will be available to more gamers. Despite the investigation, the Call of Duty series marches on as Activision is holding a Call of Duty Next event later today to reveal more about this year's release. You watch the stream on IGN. Yeah. So, again, man, this is just the more of the back and forth that we keep seeing every single day in the news segment, really. And we'll see what happens. Xbox Live Games with Gold releases final free Xbox 360 game. We talked about this, right? Yeah, Portal 2. So starting today, Portal 2 is now available for download for free from Xbox Live Gold members. Released all the way back in 2011, Portal 2 has gone on to be one of the most beloved games of all time. Not only does it stand as a high point within its own genre, but the game is largely considered one of the best ever made in general sense. Portal 2 still boasts a staggering 95 out of 100 on Metacritic, which makes it one of the best reviewed video games that have ever been released. It's worth stressing that if you're looking to download Portal 2 for yourself through Xbox Live Games with Gold, you don't have long to act. Unlike PlayStation Plus, which makes new free titles available for the entirety of a given month, Portal 2 will only be redeemable until the end of the month. This means that you have a little over 2 weeks to add the game to your own digital library on Xbox. Yeah, there you go. Go get you some Portal 2, man. Yeah, it was kind of like a meme here in the channel. When we watched we watched the Xbox showcase earlier, what was it, back in June? And it was like every single trailer they showed came up with like the ending. Day one Game Pass on Game Pass, day one. It was like every single trailer. So we started like memeing out about it, But I mean, that's their golden goose right now, Pinky, I was actually about to ask you, dude, that game seems like something right up your alley, man, and I figured you had a good amount of hours in it. That's actually a Valve game, correct? Yeah, it's a Valve game. And we read an article here recently too. If you're, just in case you're not aware, Valve has actually come out and stated that they are, obviously while they've been very, very kind of focused in on making the Steam Deck, and they are still focused on next iterations of Steam Deck and making, because the Steam Deck comes off as a great piece of hardware, man. I haven't gotten my hands on one yet, but I was pretty skeptical in the first place. But everything that I've found out about the Steam Deck so far, I'm really, really impressed. Again, I can't give hands-on experience, but everything I've read and everything I've found out about the Steam Deck seems like it's a great piece of hardware. And but Valve has also come out recently and basically assured everyone like they are still focused on creating some quality software gaming products as well. So we'll see what they have. We'll see what they pump out to us. Portal 3 maybe. Portal is one of the games that will. So would you say like what are we saying, like top 5 all-time favorite games, top 10 all-time favorite games? Yeah, it's really well, and I mean, outside of even just the capability, hardware-wise, but what they've done with the, the versatility of it in regards to kind of being open to the user. If you are any kind of decent technological kind of user, it's very open and in its functionality for people to put different operating systems on it, run different kinds of software on it. You can actually open up the deck without to do like repairs on it and stuff without voiding the warranty. They made it to where replacement parts are really cheap and easily obtainable. You don't just have to get them from Valve. They did a lot of really cool stuff to make it a very, very customer-friendly device. And they continue to roll out updates, continue to make the library on Steam games that are Steam Deck verified, meaning that it's actually optimized for play, you know, on the Steam Deck. It's cool, man. They're doing a great job. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they've actually come out recently and said that all the current queued purchases for the Steam Deck will be shipped out by the end of the year, which is awesome. They're doing work, man. They're doing work. So, Nintendo Switch Online subscribers surprised with 3 free Sega Genesis games. Can't wait for the Steam Deck Software 3.0 to be done. Do you have one, Stiggy? Do you have a Steam Deck? It gets released as Steam OS when it's done. Oh, cool, man. I didn't know that. Nice, dude. Cool. At work, you have one to play with? That's dope. That's cool, man. Right on, right on. Let's see. So yeah, when Nintendo started its new expansion pack tier of Switch Online, it began slowly adding new games from both the Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis to the expansive catalog of retro titles that are available to play. Now that Genesis offering has been beefed up just a bit more, with one classic game from the console now being accessible. As of this moment, which was, I'm guessing, yesterday, yep, Nintendo has added Elysia Dragoon, Beyond Oasis, and Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim, dude, to Nintendo Switch Online. This now brings the Genesis library on Nintendo Switch Online to about 30 games in total. All of the new games that now have been brought to the subscription service, Earthworm Jim is likely the most notable of the bunch. Although the series has been dormant for the better part of the past 2 decades, the original game on Genesis remains a cult classic and is surely a welcome addition for many Switch Online members. Yeah, dude. Earthworm Jim was dope, man. That was a cool game. When it comes to the other 2 games in mention, Elysia Dragoon is a one-off platformer that was published by Sega back in '92. Beyond Oasis, which received a bit more acclaim, and an eventual prequel on Sega Saturn, first launched back in '94 and was also published by Sega. The game places players in control of the character Prince Ali as they look to stop a growing evil. Yeah, obviously, you know, if you're interested, you get access to these titles and the old classic Nintendo titles as well with the Switch Online expansion pack tier. Well, excuse me. So the Genesis titles have been mentioned here are only available on the expansion pack tier of Switch Online. Those subscribed to the baseline level of service can only access games from the NES and Super Nintendo. So in the expansion pack tier, you also get like N64 titles and stuff. Yeah, the expansion pack is what gives subscribers access to N64 and Genesis games. Yeah. There we go. That's cool, man. Earthworm Jim. That's a great play. Looks like there's a big sale. Yeah, I agree. Yep. I know. We've talked about it a lot. Yeah, I mean it is a very, very bad thing, and it's bad for the industry. It's you know, when you talk about the other forms of entertainment media, like you talk about music and movies and things like that, it's been very easy for them to transition over into the entire history of their media. You know, being readily available for the public to access and enjoy, right? It's different for gaming, and gaming needs it that way. The video gaming industry needs the history of gaming, these all these old titles and everything. They need to be available for people to play in an actual legal way, right? And not just this like actual situation of, hey, we're going to give you a little bit here and there and get you to buy into the subscription service. And this ties into what I've talked about a lot here recently. I mean, I've been a gamer for years and years and years, you know, and this is one of my big knocks on PlayStation right now, and another area where Xbox is trying to do a better job. From everything that I have read and educated myself on, Sony has absolutely has the capability right now to make the PS5 backwards compatible across all their previous platforms except for the PS3. The PS3 would take more time and money to get done, but they could do it. Now, have they done that? No. And the only backwards compatible that you can play on PS5 is PS4, right? Now, fortunately, I have a PS3 that is a Model 1 PS3 that I can play PS1 and PS2 games on. And I still have functioning PS1 and PS2. But I collect my games. I don't get rid of my games, you know? I still have original Final Fantasy VII, stuff like that. And when it comes to that kind of thing, and not that this necessarily plays into the ease of access, because a digital experience is going to be the best way to go about it, right? Being able to just hop into a game, whether old or new, what have you. But DRM plays into some of that as well. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is my thing about PlayStation. You know, there are a lot of us out there that have this collection of games that we've maintained over the years. And instead of PlayStation going, we appreciate you guys, we're going to continue to make our consoles backwards compatible. That way, if you have our old games and you've supported us in the past, we're going to allow you to play those games if you buy the optical version, right? The version of our consoles that have an optical drive. We're going to allow you to do that. They don't, and it's like, well, we know you already own the game. You bought it a long time ago, but what we're going to need you to do is go ahead and subscribe to our subscription service. Okay? So then you can play the game. Again, so basically, or you need to go buy the digital version on the PS Store so you can own both the physical and digital version, Right. Okay, Sticky. Yeah. Now, here's the thing that Xbox is not every single of their older titles is playable on their newer consoles, but a lot of them are. Like, you can take your old optical disc, media, and for like Xbox One, and most of the time you can throw it in their newer console that has an optical drive and play it. What they're also doing, they have a patent in right now for incorporating this new method of basically, like, if you have an Xbox and it's a new gen Xbox, and you take one of your old optical discs from a previous gen console, you can put it in, the Xbox will read it and be like, verified. This is blah, 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 SSX tricky for Xbox One. Now what we're going to do is give you the digital version of that game to play on this console without ever having to put the disc back in for like the next year. And then you just have to re-verify in a year if you want to play the game again. Put the disc back in, verify you still own that game or whatever, right? So Xbox is making strides. PlayStation seems like they're just trying to hinder people into spending more money, and that's the big difference that I see in regards to that stuff. But as a whole, the gaming world, the gaming, industry needs to be much better about allowing everybody access to the history of titles and everything, and not let titles get lost. That's a big thing right there. Don't let titles die. We read about it all the time. Titles that have died off, you can't find anywhere anymore. There's little niche corners of the web. I'm sure you can grab stuff, but that's also kind of sketchy, Xbox has an easier time. First gen Xbox is a NVIDIA graphics card, Pentium CPU. 360 is an AMD. Yeah, right on. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's necessarily easy, but I haven't come across information or seen anything on the side of PlayStation that shows me that they're actively trying to do anything to incorporate it. I think that's the big thing that I'm trying to get across. Whereas Xbox looks like they're actively trying to do that stuff, which is great. So Nintendo's huge blockbuster sale knocks up to 70% off Switch games and DLC. Looks like this is just North America, guys. But it might be worth taking a look in your region just to see. As if a Nintendo Direct presentation wasn't enough, Nintendo's gone all out with the goodies this week by kicking off a huge sale on the Switch eShop. Calling it a blockbuster sale and exclusive to North America, it's slashed up to 85% off some great games and DLC that are well worth your time. It gets better too, as we can offer... Okay. Promotional stuff. So, it looks like Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Doom Eternal Deluxe Edition, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Saints Row the Third, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Doraemon Story of Seasons, Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission, Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus, No More Heroes 3, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Definitive Edition, Persona 5 Strikers, Diablo 2 Resurrected, Just Dance 2022 Ultimate Edition, and Crash Bandicoot Crashiversary Bundle are all on sale right now. Looks like you can also get a bit of an additional credit here using a code on this site. So, I don't know. Isn't that insane? I mean, that's one of the other things about Nintendo, right? Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I didn't even look at the price, but yo, that's a good catch there, Sticky. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the other things we've talked about with Nintendo as well, right? Nintendo's much slower to discount games, especially their big games. Like, I mean, you talk about like Breath of the Wild or Mario Kart. I mean, dude, how long has Mario Kart 8 been out? First released for the Wii U in 2014, and this game is still like constantly selling for full price, you know? Like on the Switch, this game constantly sells for full price, dude. You know? I mean, you can find it on sale, but it's like maybe 2 times a year or something like that. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Here, I'll put this in chat if you guys are interested. In case you want to go grab that huge Skyrim sale there. Nino Cooney Games joins Xbox. All right. Wrath of the White Witch. 3 years after the Nino Cooney remaster and release on other platforms, Xbox is now following suit. Read on to learn more. Let's take a look at this real quick in case you're not familiar with Nino Cooney.
Oh, want me to ask properly, do you, fair dues?
What?
Oh, pure-hearted one, will you please come and save our world?
Can I really do it?
That's a sick nose ring, man.
You'll be all right.
That little dude is super metal.
Why did you set out on this journey in the first place?
What a metal little
I have to save
little character,
This is
dude.
Oliver, your big moment.
I'm really
Not only a nose ring, but straight up rocks a lantern on it too.
World must die.
You may be fated
Super
to
metal.
avert this world's doom, but first you will have to save yourself.
Shadar! You can't destroy the world. I won't let you.
Here you go. Available today. Nino Cooney Wrath of the White Witch Remaster was available on Xbox Series X and S and One on September 15th. Yesterday. Players can either buy the game or get it through the Xbox Game Pass. The game is also available on PlayStation, Switch, and Steam. It's a third-person open-world role-playing game where players must do quests to progress the story. Outside of that, they are free to roam the world, exploring towns, conquering dungeons, and the like. Map is fully explorable from the beginning, but exploration becomes easier as the game progresses. Combat is done via magic and use of familiars. Dude, anytime I see the word familiars, I get Castlevania Symphony of the Night vibes. Familiars are tameable creatures that have their own special attacks. As players earn experience points, their familiars also level up alongside them, allowing for evolutions at certain points. Other than that, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Second game is also coming to Xbox. Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom will be released on Xbox One and Series XS sometime in 2023. Stiggy, check this out. If you're not aware, so the second game I ever streamed, so I just started streaming in May of 2021. And the second game I ever played was Enter the Gungeon. Have you ever seen this? Check this out. One of our longtime community members, shout out to Super Donut, showed me this. Check this out. Behind the scenes look at how we give Gungeon a sense of depth. Basically, the whole game is just secretly 3D. I was kind of blown away when I saw this. It's pretty awesome. So just kind of building upon your statement there, you know. Pretty neat. Or for anybody else that wasn't aware, you know. Enter the Gungeon's a great little roguelike. The OG Ni no Kuni was 6 gigs. Remasters 44. Dang. That's a lot, man. That's a big upgrade. This was a pretty cool little tidbit that was shared with me whenever I was playing this game. Because, I mean, you play this game and it just all looks like top-down 2D, you know, and then you find out later that the entire thing's developed in 3D. It's pretty wild. Xbox Game Pass surprisingly adds one of the best Assassin's Creed games as well. Game Pass just made one of the best games from the AC franchise available to play across Xbox One, Series X, S, and PC platforms. Yeah, it's just like that's been one of the really, really cool things for me about streaming is you know, having people that have this incredible amount of information about the titles they love or just things they've become aware of, you know. And then, yo, Miss Will Bat, what's up? Good evening, sir. How was work, dude? How was work? My morning's great, man. Great morning. Yeah. Thanks for asking, buddy. And just share stuff like that because I just had no idea, man. No clue. And it's really cool to see it too, you know. It's really neat. Get a visual representation of how it actually goes down in the development process. In recent months, Ubisoft has been tightening its partnership with Xbox and has agreed to bring even more titles to Game Pass in the future. While we've already seen a massive influx of Ubisoft games in recent history, this new addition to the service might now be the best of the bunch. As of this moment, Xbox Game Pass subscribers can look to download Assassin's Creed Odyssey for themselves. Released back in 2018, Odyssey was the sequel to Assassin's Creed Origins, took the franchise to Greece for the first time. While Origins ended up rebooting the Assassin's Creed franchise in a major way, it was Odyssey that went on to find even larger success with a new formula for the series. Odyssey went on to also receive numerous pieces of DLC, although these add-ons aren't going to be accessible via Game Pass. AC Odyssey is merely the latest marquee game that Ubisoft has brought to the Xbox subscription platform this year. Ubisoft kicked off 2022 with a bang when it added Rainbow Six Extraction to Game Pass alongside the first day of its release. Since then, other titles like Immortals, Phoenix Rising, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Ghost Recon Wildlands have all come to the service in recent months. In all likelihood, this partnership between Xbox and Ubisoft should only continue to grow as time moves onward, which means that Odyssey definitely won't be the last game that we see from the publisher on Game Pass. So there you go. If you've been wanting to try out AC Odyssey and you got Game Pass, now's your chance. Whoa! Oh, dude, that's tough. That's tough, buddy. Yeah, Mr. Little Bat. Yeah, that's tough, dude. That's tough. Those are tough to, dude. I can absolutely relate. I've good on you for having enough self-control to just walk away from that situation, man. It's tough quite often, yeah. It's tough. That's tough, dude. I can relate. Yo, thanks, Stiggy. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Sorry that you had to deal with that situation, man, but good on you for handling it like an adult, you know. Tencent guts its gaming news site, firing staff without warning. The Fanbyte layoffs today follow previous layoffs at G4 TV and Future earlier this week. Today, layoffs hit the respected video game and entertainment website Fanbyte, with the site's editor-in-chief and head of media among the list of staff who are now out of work. According to Fanbyte employees, the layoffs were a total shock, with some reporting that they had just worked with some of the laid-off staff an hour before the sudden firings. The layoffs at Fanbyte are the latest bad news in what's been a horrible week in games media, as Future and G4 TV also suffered layoffs. At around 12:45 p.m. Eastern, first indications of something amiss appeared on Twitter. Around this time, John Warren, the site's head of media, confirmed that he had been laid off from the site, and Danielle Rendu, the site's EIC, confirmed she had been let go too. Since then, multiple members of Fanbyte have announced that the company has let them go. Others are waiting to find out if they still have a job come tomorrow. That would be today. Kotaku spoke to some Fanbyte staff about the layoffs and was told that as of this moment, nobody really knows how widespread they are. Multiple employees explained that management is contacting staffers one by one to deliver the news. As of 2:05 p.m. Eastern, at least a half dozen staff had publicly announced they no longer had a job. Based on conversations with Fanbyte employees, it's likely this number will grow. Fanbyte launched in 2018, though it existed before that in a different form known as ZAM. The site and the ZAM network combined are a wholly owned subsidiary of Tencent Holdings, the very large Chinese conglomerate that continues to buy up various studios, publishers, and more. Since its launch in 2018, Fanbyte strove to create interesting and unique content, including fantastic coverage of professional wrestling and ongoing coverage of popular MMOs and other live service games. Feels bad, man. Yeah. I agree, Stiggy. I agree with you. Yeah, that feels bad. For a company to just be able to go, guess what? You don't get to come to work tomorrow and you no longer are going to be making a paycheck. Bye. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, it sucks. It feels really, really bad, and I feel for all these people that have just all of a sudden lost their job. I hope that, wish them the best moving forward and finding something much better than what they just experienced, you know? It feels terrible. How Tokyo Game Show won the Summer of Games. You know what? Let's read that last. I'm going to skim this real quick. Gamers want fun, not a grind fest for tokens. Once blockchain games can offer a similar experience to League of Legends or Fortnite, they will become more popular, argues Blowfish Studios' Luke Slay. Yo, people quite often just suck. Who knows? Who knows what they were dealing with? Yeah. That's unacceptable, dude. That's the thing that sucks is, like, quite often people just, if that individual had an issue with something you did, finding a way to just, effectively communicate that with you and figure out a way for you guys to move forward in a civil manner, obviously just was not within that person's capabilities. And that sucks, why people can't just, be adults about things and yeah, it sucks, dude. I feel for you. That's terrible, and I'm sorry. You know, effective communication is a huge thing. It doesn't necessarily always, you know, avoid any kind of conflict, but it is a very, very useful tool, being able to communicate well with other people. It doesn't mean you're not going to maybe get emotional about things or what have you, but usually the end result of some nice, good communication is better than just running off pure emotion, you know? And that sucks, man. I'm sorry. Let's see what this says real quick. Blockchain-based games need to spend more time actually being fun to play rather than developing flashy tokenomics. And Animoca brand-owned blockchain game developer told Cointelegraph. Speaking to Cointelegraph on the first day of the 2022 Tokyo Game Show, Luke Soleil, the lead community manager at Australia-based game developer Blowfish Studios, said that far too many blockchain games have put the focus on in-game rewards and tokenomics rather than gameplay. You can see, look, I mean, this is why I almost always refer to these types of, I just refer to this as software. Not actual, I don't refer to these as games quite often. I refer to this as a game-like piece of software because it is not what traditional video games are about. I know, man. I know. And, I mean, whether you talk about blockchain, you know, incorporation of NFTs, the Web3, play to earn, what have you, it is literally, you know, it's incorporating what these certain developers and gaming industry companies see as just dollar signs in their eyes. That's it. That's what it is. You know, it's another way to make revenue, baby. And we've seen so often already the types of scummy ways that these pieces of software have been created, and people have gotten ripped off, man. Like, it just keeps happening. That's why, look, I mean, anybody that views this content, whether it be live or later on as a VOD, I can't tell you what to do with your money, you know, or your time or whatever. And a very well-developed piece of software is going to, I think what this person is getting across is like they want to make it feel fun, you know, to make people more likely to keep engaging in the software, right? All I can do is say educate yourselves on what you're prepared to get you're preparing to get yourself involved in, and potentially get scammed on. So I am not a fan of any of these kinds of incorporation in the gaming industry and what the gaming is really meant for us to be, which is an escape, a place to relax, enjoy, immersing ourselves in some kind of other world apart from what we usually experience on a day-to-day basis of, you know, the daily stressors and anxieties that many of us have to deal with. That's what traditionally gaming has been, and that's why I love gaming so much, and that's why I'm always advocating for as many other people to try their hand and be immersed in the world that I love so much, because that's what it's always been for me, and that's why I love it. This is the stuff that I don't want to see in the world that I love, you know? Just looking at the AC game on Game Pass, I might be in the Insider beta version, but right under the game's detail page, now it shows how long to beat. Oh, they just incorporated that, Stiggy. Yeah, we covered this yesterday. So Microsoft just incorporated this new thing on Game Pass that literally, check it out. Yeah, I'll get back to that article. They just incorporated this, man. Yeah. How Long to Beat is now part of, it just happened a couple days ago. Or a day ago. Yep. We read about it yesterday. Again, my news article from yesterday is not up on YouTube yet, but right here. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. There it is. If anybody didn't see the, if you want to check this out, find out a little bit more about how they incorporated this onto the Xbox Game Pass, coordinating with How Long to Beat website, so people have a better idea of how long it's going to take. And it gives you different How Long to Beat stats. Like if you're just looking for like main questing, or if you're like a completionist, it gives you different kinds of stuff in regards to what you could potentially, for what kind of gamer you are, what you're looking to get out of each specific game, how long it could potentially take you to beat that game, right? Pretty cool. And that's a good incorporation on the part of Xbox as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's pretty long. I'm not gonna read all this. I've said what I mean. I feel like I rant about this all the time, and I know you guys are tired of hearing it, but this is just like a lot. I mean, all these games built on, crypto economies with play to earn and the Web3 and blockchaining and all that. It just, I'm not seeing any of it that is actually built in a way that looks like it's done for the mutual to be mutually beneficial to both the developer and the gamer. It just always seems like it's coming off as a way that's just a way for the developer to make more money, and I'm just not about it, dude. I'm not about it. How Tokyo Game Show won the Summer of Games. This is the last article I have for the day, guys, and we'll move on. It's a long news segment today. I'm sorry. But this is it. If you have anything to add that I haven't touched on that you might be aware of that could be pertinent to what we are talking about for video gaming news, let me know in chat, and I'll address it before we sum up the news segment for today and move on to Cult of the Lamb Day 3, okay? How Tokyo Game Show won the Summer of Games. This Week in Games is a weekly Slack message from my managing editor pops up. GoldenEye. It's been a few seconds since a port of GoldenEye 007 is announced for the Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Direct scheduled for the Tokyo Game Show. Far from the only message I received about James Bond's finest video game adventure. Sorry, everything or nothing. And it shows how much TGS managed to capture the public's imagination in a way that Jeff Keighley's twin spectacles, Summer Games Fest, and Opening Night Live didn't really manage. Alongside GoldenEye, we've been holding our breath for since it was accidentally leaked in January. There's a good mix of old and new to please a variety of fans. Dude, no way. Are you serious? So I got a doppelganger out there, dude? That is actually hilarious, man. I'll hop on here and tell you the other day I thought I saw you in Walmart. Knew it wasn't because I'm in Missouri, but to make sure, I still stood at the end of the aisle and said, "Outsider." He looked at me and said, "Outside what?" I chuckled as I quickly walked to the other side of the store. Dude, that is actually hilarious. That is hilarious. Yo. You should have gone. It was awesome. You look just like you. Yo, dude, that is so funny. You should have gone. Outsider. And then gone. Caw-caw! And just see what he did. That is so funny, dude. Wow, that's hilarious. Thank you for sharing that, dude. That's great. There's 3 new Yakuza games. Deathloop is coming to Game Pass. We read that yesterday, as well as Exoprimal. A new Overwatch 2 hero. We've read about that. More on Pokemon with Guns mashup. Pal World, which looks really cool. We've had that wish listed since June showcases. And some Street Fighter 6 news. Yes. There was a title and release date for the next Legend of Zelda. New Fire Emblem. Let's be honest, TGS was absolutely heaving with good news for gamers. and offered up a little win for everyone, no matter what you're into. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's a lot of hype right now because of all the showcase stuff that just happened. There were some disappointments. Look, there's always going to be somebody that feels disappointed in a showcase not bringing to light something they wanted to see. Like, I mean, the June showcases, we wanted to see Avowed. We wanted to see Avowed, and we're still not seeing anything on Avowed. We got a lot of fans of the Pillar universe in this community, Pillars of Eternity universe, and we've been waiting for Avowed stuff for a while, you know. And therapy coach go outsider. Yeah, like a duster, right? Yeah, Sticky, just wear like an old school like Western like duster jacket, right? Outsider, and then just like fall back into the shadows. What was the grandma's boy? Grandma's boy, the guy that he's like, I thought he was like a robot or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about? That's funny. Just a little bit. I wanted to do the weight shake thing. It threw me off when he said outside wear, man. That would have been great. Yeah, that's funny, dude. Yeah. Side, dude. Both of us on the same. Dude, me and you, buddy. Yeah. Well, here's my Final Fantasy Remaster Remake, 16 times the detail, Hod Towered edition. That's what I always refer to Todd Howard as. Hod Towered. It just works, you know? It just works, Stiggy. Yeah. It just works, right? It just works. Did you know they've got Todd Howard working on the adaptation for the series of Fallout? They've actually got him like on set and everything. I mean, you know what would be actually really funny is if they did some kind of like cut scene. You guys remember the old Doom movie? The old Doom movie. There was like a section of the old Doom movie where it like went into first person mode and he like started going through and just like slaughtering demons. That's what they should do at one point in the new series, and then just have some real weird like buggy stuff happen, and then just have like a quote come up from Todd Howard that says, "It works. It just works." Wait. You mean the good section? What do you mean? It's a Fallout series. It's being adapted. It's an adaptation of the game for streaming, like TV series. Yeah. Check it out. Oh yeah. Oh, the good section. Yeah, Stevie. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, hold on. They've got like you can see. I'll just go to images. They've got images already of like the set and stuff, dude. Okay, they're not showing any of them. It's on Amazon, I think. Yeah. Yeah, here's some of the images from some of the sets they're doing. Like there's a Super Duper Mart and everything. They're making this entire series here for Fallout. Fallout TV show set leaks. You can find all kinds of stuff if you guys want to look online. We've been reading a little bit about it as we've been moving forward. Little tidbits have come out here and there, and apparently Todd Howard is on set for this. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, dude, is like, we've seen some really cool power armor. Check this out. They've got leaked images of the power armor already. Check this. Here, I'll turn my camera off. They're making like these huge. There's another one right here. Check that. That's the power armor stuff they're making. That actually looks like CGI, kind of. That might not be right. But this is definitely some stuff we saw in some leaked images before. They're making these massive power armor. You know, obviously it's Fallout, right? But you know, go take a look around. You can probably find all kinds of stuff online right now for the series. We've been keeping track.
Buys Anking 1 cheered X100, I'm at a payphone trying to call home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone? Baby, it's all wrong. Where are the plans we made?
What's up, dude? Bizen King, my dude. What's up, buddy? Yo, thanks, man. Cheer Master Bizen King. What's up? Hey, man. How are you? Thanks very much, buddy. Thank you. That was good, dude. That was good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to probably read all this, but new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 info dropped ahead of the beta, which starts today. Yeah, dude, I got way more sleep last night. We had a good night, dude. I was really tired yesterday, obviously, but I started feeling better as the day went on, and then we had like a family game night thing, man. We hung out and just played like some board games, played some Clue, did some we had a Beyblade tournament with my son. And what else did we play? Yahtzee. We played some Yahtzee too. And then, yeah, I got to bed pretty early, man. And yeah, dude, before I knew it, it was morning. But dude, what I was saying this morning, I had a really weird dream, man. There's a lot of anxiety going on in this dream too until I woke up, and it was like one of those. So this is my kind of nightmare, okay? I had a dream I had a mullet. And the entirety of this dream, I remember like just looking in the mirror like, why do I have this mullet? And I was so stressed out, dude. I was so stressed out. Like I had this like legit mullet, and like whoever cut it, it looked like a pretty good one, but dude, it's just not for me, you know? And I'm like, why do I have a mullet? And I just kept looking in the mirror like, what is going on? And finally I woke up, man, and I was like, there's just pure relief, dude. Just pure relief that I did not have a mullet when I woke up. Oh, man, it was crazy. That's my kind of nightmare, though. You know, I love like horror movies and stuff. If I have a dream about like horror movie-esque kind of stuff, I don't wake up and go, oh man, thank God that was a dream. I was like, oh dude, that was really cool. But if I have a dream about like having a mullet, I am sweating it out until I wake up, dude. I don't know what, you know, that's my head, I guess. Looks like Vampire Survivors has a release date. Babylon's Fall is shutting down. We already talked about that. We'll just cut it there, man. It's been a long news segment. We'll cut it there. But the Tokyo Game Show, yeah, was very good. It was a good news segment. We got to talk about a lot. I love discussing these kinds of things with you guys. And, you know, obviously laughing. So thanks for that. But that'll be today's news segment. I appreciate you guys. We're going to move on to day 3 of Cult of the Lamb. We might play a little bit of Shatterline this afternoon as well. I really enjoyed it yesterday. And, yeah, absolutely, Syke. Yeah. Thanks, Pinky. And, yeah, maybe a little bit of Shatterline later because I really enjoyed it yesterday. I want to keep playing it some. But we'll get a good amount of time in Cult of the Lamb today, day 3. So, to everybody that's part of this amazing community for helping to make it the amazing place it is, thank you very much. And specifically to everybody that was part of the news segment today, thank you very much. Shout out to Bizen King for the cheers this morning, buddy, and to Stiggy for the follow. Thanks, guys. If you are viewing this content as VOD later on YouTube and you're enjoying the content of our video gaming news segment, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and the rest of this amazing community when we go live at 6 o'clock a.m. CST every single day, where we start off all of our streams with video gaming news, okay? Also, do me a favor and consider hitting that like and subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. And other than that, just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I will catch everybody tomorrow for September 17th edition of Video Gaming News. All right?